Yo, what's good? It's your boy King Haas. We live and direct. Another episode, Late Night New York, 90.3 FM WHCR. Right now, we going to Southside Jamaica, Queens with it. I got my man in the building. You know what I mean? The intelligent, the wise. You know what I mean? New single running out right now. You know what I mean? We gonna go into everything. We gonna go into the story. X-YLE is in the building, man.
Thank you. The intelligent, the wise. I like that. Shows growth.
Yes, sir. Before we get started, you know what I mean? Your name, X-YLE. What's the origin behind it, brother?
I got it from the Bible. So I used to be, not to say that I'm not anymore, but younger, I was very much heavy in the church. So we talking youth group, we talking choir, anything activity-wise. So I was rapping at that time, and I'm just like, I need a name, but I don't want something that everybody else has. So I turned to the Bible, and I just closed my eyes, and I flipped the pages, and wherever my finger landed, that's what it was. So my finger landed on the word exile in a passage, and it talked about a man who was banished off into an island on his own for something he did in his village. He was exiled. So I used that and flipped it as to me being on my own island. I've always been my own entity. So that's why I was like, at that time, I always felt like I was a loner, which, I still kind of am. But that's how I flipped the name, is to like, all right, I'm exiled. I'm off by myself. I'm me.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Dope.
That's what it is, yeah.
Bro, I like that analogy, man. I like the way you broke that down, man. It also shows that even at an early age, man, you kind of was thinking a little different than everybody else that was around you.
Yeah.
So it shows to, early growth and maturity.
I had a lot of people around me challenge me to be smart. If that makes sense.
I like that.
You know what I mean? Like I had summer school teachers, I've had mentors to challenge me to be something more than where I'm from. And that's where I get that from. It's just like, I don't want to be like everybody else.
Copy.
But I'd say, people try hard to be different. I don't have to try hard to be different. My mindset is already that.
Copy.
Yeah.
See, I like where your head is at. So I like I told you off camera, I see where we could go with this.
Yeah.
Now, you already gave us a little bit of your upbringing, low key, without realizing it, saying how you spend a lot of time in the church, man.
Right.
So, you coming up in Southside Jamaica, it's a lot of things that people from that neighborhood. If you from for those that not watching, you from New York City, Southside Jamaica is a well-known, prominent neighborhood for good things and for some not so good things.
Right.
So describe that upbringing coming up in that area.
Well, my part, residential, and people get this misconstrued all the time. It's like, just because it's residential don't mean it's not.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not that.
Yeah, that, you know what I'm saying? Definitely.
I grew up in a two-parent household. Had my mother, had my father. They both worked hard and to provide a good life for me and my siblings. But I had Crips around the corner shooting. You know what I mean? So it's like literally 2 blocks away.
Two different worlds.
Literally 2 blocks away, I had people that I knew that was shooting around the corner, and then at the park and everything like that. Like, it was so much going on. So, granted, you can come from a household where your parents are, keeping you in line or whatever it may be, but outside, it's something else.
Facts.
And you're going to be influenced in some way, shape, or form.
Exactly.
And that's what it was. It was a mixture. I got a mixture of both worlds.
Balance.
Yeah, I got a balance of what it's like to be outside and the upbringing. I grew up in a West Indian household.
So you already
know.
Yeah.
My dad, he didn't want me outside after a certain hour.
Haitian or Jamaican?
Jamaican.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Pops was playing that.
He wasn't playing. He didn't want me outside at a certain hour. He didn't want me outside on Sunday. If read your book, do this, do that, whatever, and he would keep me inside to do those things. Like he had me read the entire encyclopedia.
Okay, I see.
When encyclopedias was popular, I forgot how old I was, but at 8 years old, he had me reading.
And for the kids that are watching, before we had Google, we had the encyclopedia. If you wanted to know the meaning of something, you open up the encyclopedia. It wasn't no Google. It wasn't at your hand. You had to do research.
And they were thick black books.
About 500 pages long.
500 pages. Get through it and go to the next volume.
Go to the next volume. That's it.
And that's what it was inside.
You know what's crazy? Not trying to cut your wisdom off. I'm gonna let you continue that. Like, so me and you probably grew up in a similar household because my dad was the type that if I asked him, what's the meaning? Dictionary right there, boy. Right. Go and get the dictionary.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. And I'm like, hold on, man. Dictionary right there, man. Or like, you know what I mean? I would have to do book reports. And not book reports for school, but just for home. Like,
like we're gonna keep you busy.
We're gonna keep you busy. Facts.
We're gonna keep you busy. No, it's the same way. I love words so much. I used to walk around with a dictionary. No, nobody told me to do it. I just did it because I had to learn. I like learning new words because if I'm gonna do music, I need to expand my vocabulary.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I mean? And I always felt that I had summer school teachers challenge me to like learn this word, big words. Learn this word. Come back to me with the meaning. Use it in a sentence. Rinse and repeat every week. And that's how I learned words, the bigger words at a young age.
And you hate in your music, but we're gonna get to that.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Yeah. So it's like I'm 9 years old talking about, oh, you're so loquacious. What the hell is loquacious? It means you talk too much. Shut up. You know what I mean? Things like that. But because of my intelligence, I got picked on a lot. I was called church boy. I was coming to the park with dress shoes and pants, but I was coming to ball.
Yeah.
I was, you know what I mean? That's what it was. So inside, it was that structure of these are the tools you need to succeed. Outside was
chaos.
This is what you need to learn to survive out here. So
me and you came from similar situations because a lot of people don't understand that. You know what I mean? You come from a 2-parent household, but your environment is still your environment, and your mama and your daddy can't walk you through that.
Exactly.
You gotta figure it out on your own.
That's it.
And sometimes, you know, your parents are so busy working hard, busting their behinds, trying to make sure everything is straight, that they forget about the other part to teach you.
Yeah.
And you end up having to figure out, by the time they course was trying to teach you, you know it inside out, and it's nothing they could really do.
Yeah. And the thing with my dad more so than my mom, but even so, their mindset, they feel like it's a certain time, and it's not that time anymore. They feel it's this is the way it is. Like, no, it's not. You're not outside anymore, Dad. Mom, you're not out there anymore. I'm outside. And that's what it is. So
it's dangerous out here.
It's dangerous out here.
Wolves and gorillas.
That's it. And my dad worked from 5 a.m. till 8 o'clock at night. Went to school and did it all over again the next day. My mom worked 2 to 3 jobs at a time my entire life. So when they weren't home, I always knew the gap when they weren't home. I'm outside.
Yeah.
I'm outside.
You know when to get home by a certain time.
I know what time to get home.
Facts.
Before, you know what I mean?
I knew my pops would get home between 10 and 11, so I knew 9:50.
Exactly.
Get home.
Get home.
You know what I'm saying?
Get home.
Facts.
So that's what it was when I was outside. I learned what it was out there and who's doing what and don't run your mouth to the wrong people.
Facts.
You know what I mean? I done been in a park where people was just like, I'm going to the trunk. Like we getting ready to shoot it up because you lost a basketball game.
Yeah.
You know, like this is where
neighborhood typical neighborhood activities.
Yeah, or your bike is getting taxed immediately.
So let me ask you this question. Yeah. How is that initial culture shock? Because you come from a home full of structure and you know what I mean, everything. But then when you start figuring out and understanding the environment, describe that initial culture shock. And I'm listening to everything you're saying. So if I'm looking down, that's because you know me. There's more guests coming or whatever. So I'm listening to everything you're saying. So I don't want you to think I'm not listening to you.
No.
But go ahead and give the audience that.
The culture shock happens when you get it, when it clicks. Because some things you don't really understand until somebody kind of teaches you the rules of it and how to go about it. Whether you choose to listen is on you, but once you listen and you see things for what it is, it's like, oh, okay, I get it now. So now after you get it, how do I mesh the two? How do I keep the upbringing that I have and at the same time incorporate what I've learned outside? That's because you got OGs outside. Someone's willing to teach you. Someone's like, you got to figure it out.
It's a hard balance.
There's a lot of things I had to go figure out. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that mom and dad can't teach you when you're outside. You got to figure it out.
Because what parents don't understand is that you can't escape that.
You can't escape.
They could tell you whatever they want to tell you about right or wrong.
Yeah.
But there's certain things that you can't teach me.
No. I will say this. They prepared me to not be afraid of outside.
Yes.
They definitely told me not to be afraid of outside. My mom was like, listen, somebody out there wants you whatever, you pick up a brick and you do what you need to do. That's just what it is.
Old school mom.
Yeah. She didn't play. You know what I mean? Don't come in here. What happened? No, go back outside. So that's how it was. Again, it was a thing where they prepared me to at least not be afraid of outside. And when you get out there, we got to make smart decisions.
Be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of the people that you're around.
Exactly. So yeah.
So do you think that upbringing is the reason why you're still here right now?
Absolutely. It taught me to be smart with a lot of moves that I made, because some people just do moves and they're not thinking about the after. I'm always thinking about the after. Like if I go and because I mean I've done stuff. I'm not gonna say, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I think about, all right, I'm a planner. All right, what does it look like when I do this? What's gonna happen afterwards? You know what I mean?
Pros and cons.
Pros and cons. I'm a pros and cons guy all day, and that's what taught me to not be in jail for more than 2 nights. To not, get caught if I go run down on somebody and allegedly. Yeah. And I was taught these things to be smarter than that, and that's why I found the balance. But
you also taught one thing that a lot of people don't have in 2025: accountability.
Accountability. It's true. As I was always taught, own up to what you did. If you did it, say you did it. You know what I mean? Because regardless of
what your parents tell you, don't you lie to me.
Don't lie. Don't lie. And I ain't gonna lie. I used to be a habitual liar. I'm not even gonna hold you. Bro. I was lying for no reason, just to lie. They would ask me a question, I'm lying. I'm lying through my face.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I was known in school for lying. I was known at home for lying.
Man.
But I didn't like what it was doing. So when I started telling the truth, nobody believed me. I just showed proof.
Yeah, facts.
So
facts.
At that point, that's when it became, all right, I'm gonna just stop talking and I'm gonna just do. That's it, because the talking is not working. Clearly, I got some ground to make up, so I'm gonna just do. And that's what.
I keep on laughing because you talking, but you're talking about the same stuff.
Yeah.
That, you know what I mean? So I could relate to your story or whatever. Yeah. You know what I mean? I remember my daddy say, don't you trust that boy worth a damn.
Yeah. Do it.
He'll lie at the drop of a dime. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I was doing it. I used to steal from stores. I used to again, doing stuff allegedly. I was just doing stuff just to do it.
Yeah, I get it. I understand.
But after a while, I was just like,
you grow up, man. You mature. You know what I mean? You get some understanding.
Yeah, I'm just like, what am I doing this for?
You know what I'm saying?
Just because I can? No. Cool.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that's how that was.
You know, it's crazy because it's like, when you come from, the environments we come from, right? In the ghettos of America. The stereotype they'll give you is that there's no fathers at all. Mom's either working all day or mom's having different guys coming in and out, or mom is on drugs or whatever. Yeah. And that people of color are a bunch of wayward children, where it's not like that. Yeah. Like, you'll be living in projects and your neighbor down the hall works for MTA. Right. Your other neighbor works for is a teacher. Right. Yeah, you still got crackhead Josie upstairs, or you got you know what I mean? Yeah. But the majority of people are regular 9-to-5 people that's handling their business and doing what they got to do, and just want to take care of their families and want the same quote unquote so-called American dream that everybody else wants. Yeah. So now you coming from a background that defies that stigma, right? You go ahead and you're in church now. Yeah. Now, the church and the music come hand in hand. Yeah. So break down how you start getting into hip hop.
So I admit initially I started doing music for attention. Mm-hmm. Like, I always felt like, again, my pops was always away. he had a job where he had to be out the country years at a time. I think he missed a few birthdays. Not that I'm resentful for, but just reality.
It is what it is.
Yeah. And then again, being that he's away, my mom was working 2-3 jobs. So I always felt very neglected. And I didn't understand it then because I was so young. So because of that, I started rapping. But I was rapping other people's things. Like I would rap different songs at the lunchroom or whatever. And they're like, oh, you know this song? Like I was the human... I was the human iTunes.
Copy.
Like, what song? You know this song? I'll learn a song, I know it, and then I'll go rap it the next day. So I was like, all right, if I get this reaction rapping other people's songs, what happens if I were to write
your own stuff?
My own stuff. And that's what I did. So I wrote my own stuff. I remember I wrote my first verse, and it was terrible. It didn't go over well. It was terrible. But me being hard-headed, I'm just like, I'm determined to not let that sway me. So I just kept writing. I didn't know what instrumentals or beats were at the time. So I would write to commercials that would come on the TV. And anything that had a beat to it, as soon as the commercial, because you know commercials are only like 30 seconds, 45 seconds. So for those 30, 45 seconds, I'm there like this, writing, and then trying to keep the beat in my head afterwards. So that's what I would do.
Copy.
Until I learned about beats and instrumentals off Jamaica Avenue. So I would go to the Coliseum block. Rest in peace,
the Coliseum, man.
Rest in peace, the Coliseum block, man. And there would be stands of mixtape CDs, this, that, and the third, and there were instrumental beat CDs, and I was just like, okay. And that's when I was like, all right, now I can.
Shout out to DJ Arms.
Yeah, DJ. Oh yeah. DJ Arms.
Yeah, man.
He hands down the best instrumental mixtapes came from DJ Arms.
Facts.
You had DJ Arms, you had YLE, you had
YLE also, but everybody was loving DJ Arms because Arms used to have those beats that you couldn't find nowhere else. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, that took me back.
Yeah, definitely, man. Like you can't call yourself from that era, up and come rapper from that era, and you wasn't writing to any DJ Arms instrumentals, man.
And every now and again, you'd have some beats from like independent producers that you never heard.
Facts.
And I'm like, what beat is this? And you would, you know what I mean? You would go over it. You didn't know what it was, but you knew it was fire.
Facts.
So, yeah. If you made it to a DJ Arms mixtape, you was.
Salute to DJ Arms, man. You know what I'm saying?
DJ Arms, bro.
Yeah. So now you're getting this attention.
Yeah.
You know, most rappers in school become popular, right?
That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened.
So when does it get to a point where you feel like, because every rapper, every artist has that moment where it's like, yo, I think I could really do this for a living.
Yeah.
For you, what's that moment?
That moment happened when I got to high school. Because I started rapping in 6th grade, and I would just get better and better 7th grade, 8th grade. So when I got to 9th grade in high school, they'd have this thing called Freshman Friday.
Yeah.
So Freshman Friday was it's like 2 parts. So it's like we're in the lunchroom. Part 1 is we're in the lunchroom, and it's like, all right, who can rap? Who do this? We're at the tables. And we're seeing who rap. And I was put against another freshman who was already known because he went to school with some other kids that they went to school past. So and
he had the home court advantage.
He had home court advantage. So we got to rapping, and we were so evenly matched. We became friends.
Copy.
And then we just started battling juniors and seniors. So we were freshmen going up against sophomores, juniors, seniors, and y'all was destroying the varsity team. It was bad to the point where we were on the train doing it. So it's like, all right, after lunch now we on the train going home, and it was, never forget it, 4th car from the front. All right, we know what's up. We banging on the side of the train. Who's rapping? So that's when he took me to a studio around his neighborhood. My man Cash. He took me to a studio around his neighborhood, and I met my mentor, Clef B. And he saw enough in me, talent-wise, to be like, I want to work with you. Let's do a production deal. I can produce the beats or whatever, do a 4-song production deal, and see how it goes. So I was like, all right, this feels like something. Yeah. All right, I can do this. At that time, I didn't know song structure. So he had to teach me song structure. Like I was just rapping.
Yeah. 16 bars, 8 bar hooks.
Not even
how to record the right way.
Not even the 16 bars. I was doing 32s, 24s, and I didn't know at the time. So when he taught me structure, he taught me the importance of writing a song. How to one, make it personal, but at the same time not always talk about myself. Tell a story, paint a picture, do a catchy hook. He taught me all of that stuff. He saw a raw talent and molded it into
diamond in the rough.
Yeah, and made it into an artist. So that's when I was like, yeah. And this was at 14. I was like, yeah, I can do this.
So now,
yeah,
this is about the age of 14, right? Yeah. So what's the energy that's going on out in the street at that time, music wise and just in general?
Ooh, at 14, G Unit is running everything under the sun. MJ, I think Foxy had a little run. Lil Kim, sorry, Kim. I think La Bella Mafia was coming around that time.
That's around the Quiet Storm time?
Yeah, around the Quiet Storm time. So yeah. La Bella, like, it was a lot of that. So it was a thing where everybody didn't sound the same.
Yeah.
It was like
organic.
It was organic. It was real. It felt real. Nothing felt manufactured or forced. Regardless of who you liked or who you didn't like. The energy outside was, this is authentic.
So would you consider 14 the age that you like officially fell in love with hip hop?
Yes. 11 was more like I did it for therapy. It was therapeutic for me. But 14 was like, oh, I can do this.
You love the culture.
I love this. I love this. I'm learning more about hip hop going forward. I'm going backwards to listen to old school hip hop. Like I was a student. I was a student. I wanted to learn. So I'm going back listening to Heavy D and Naughty by Nature and who else I could think of at the time? CL Smooth.
Okay.
Like I'm going back listening Run DMC. I'm going back listening, and I'm just like, yo, all right, this
catching up with the history. So now
I'm catching up.
Copy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now, mixtape ever.
Yeah.
This around times of mixtape ever.
Absolutely.
You got the DJ Cools of the world. You got the K Slays.
Yeah.
People sleep on the fact that DJ Envy was a dope mixtape.
He was
DJ at that time. You
Who
got
Kid.
Who Kid, White Owl. DJ Fade also. Shout out to DJ Fade.
DJ Fade.
A lot of different people, man. And this is also the DVD era.
Yeah, so you had Smack DVD, you had the
Cocaine City. Shout out to Crack DVD also. DVD. People forget. Shout out to Terrell Blair. Yeah, Crack DVD
that's
also.
My guy Terrell Blair. Yeah.
So like, a lot of these younger artists, they'll never fully understand that.
I know.
So do you feel blessed to be a part of that?
Oh, absolutely. I feel very blessed to be able to, one, experience part of that culture, be smart enough to go back to learn my history, to apply it to what I'm doing moving forward. You know what I mean? Because music is forever changing. There's different eras, always. There's different generations.
Always.
But there's always a certain formula that
always works, no matter what.
No matter what.
Universal.
That's it. So no matter what era I'm in, I know the formula. And I can use it to my advantage, regardless of what the sound is at the time.
Copy.
Yeah.
So now you still got parents, strict parents.
Yeah.
What do they think about this at the time?
Oh, my dad hated that. He did not. He needed to go to school, and it's not like I was dropping out of school. You know what I mean? But as much as he didn't like it, because I was underage, he signed my first production deal. He didn't like it. But he supported it.
Yeah.
Like I fought for it because it was like I played basketball. I didn't fight for it that much. I played baseball. I didn't fight for it that much when it got taken away from me. This, I fought for it.
He respected your passion. He might not like the music, but he respected your passion. He respected it.
So because again, at 14, I'm underage. I can't legally sign anything. He signed my first production deal. You know what I mean? So that's what that did. Yeah.
So even though he might not agree with it, he still supported you.
He still supported it. to an extent. He did it. I don't know if it was to keep me busy. He did it. But, you know what I mean? To an extent, he supported it. And as I got older and got better, I remember he came to like 2 of my shows. Him and my mom came to like 1 or 2 of my shows as I got older. And then after a while, there's a rift. You know what I mean? Because I don't have the same ideals you have. You want me to do music a certain way, and I can't do it that way. You want me to do it and ignore the fact that outside is happening. I can't do that. Because you're not outside, you don't understand it. I'm outside. So I can't do it.
And it's your baby.
It's my baby. So I can't do it the way you feel like I should do it because you don't understand anything about it. I do. I learned. I continue to learn.
You're living it.
I'm living it. So I know you don't get this. So that's where the riff as far as like the type of music I did. All right. Because it was like, oh, I don't want you to curse and I don't want you.
And it's also it's a generational thing.
Yeah, of course. So, and I had to expect. I was angry at them for a long time for it. Again, I didn't understand it, and my heart and my emotion was just into the music. So as I got older, I started to understand
where they was coming from.
Where they was coming from. I was like, all right, this is where you. I understand. It's not the same the way you were.
All right.
You know what I mean? And this is just what it is now, and you're gonna have to accept it, whether you accept it or not. I'm still doing it.
Describe the feeling of opening up for DMX.
Oof. I tell everybody, if I died the next day, I would have been fine. That's the person that inspired me to rap.
A copy. All right.
You know what I mean? Like my first hip hop album that I bought was P. Diddy and the Family, was Puff and the Family, No Way Out. But the first real rap album that I was like, what is this? Was DMX's Dark and
Hell Was Hot. Yeah.
My God.
All-time classic.
I couldn't have it in the house because it's curses.
Clearly.
So I had to go to my friend's house down the block and listen to it at his house. And I fell in love. So fast forward now, it's 2019, and I'm opening up for the man that inspired me to rap. Not only opening up for him, at the end of the show, I get to speak to him. We get to have a conversation. We get to share a laugh. I had a merch shirt at the time. It said, "My name is X," because that was my hashtag. And he was like, yo, I like that shirt. I was like, word? He's like, yeah. Can I have it? I said, X, you want the shirt off my back? Like it's the only shirt I got.
Yeah.
I said, it's my name. He was like, well, you know, it's technically my name too. I was like, you're right. Dope. And in hindsight, because the show was upstate, I was 2.5 hours away from Southside. And the show ended at like 3 a.m. So I drove back to Southside. I got home at like 6. I was candy and Red Bull because I was tired, but I was like, I'm getting home. But in hindsight, I'm driving home and I'm thinking back, I'm like, man, I probably should have gave DMX my shirt. I could drive home with it. And I didn't think about it at the time. I'm like, I should have gave it to him. Yeah. But that moment, it was perfect.
Man, that's and for people who like us or whatever, that's everything.
It's everything.
That's worth more than gold, money, anything.
Anything. When they tell you, say, don't meet your idols or something like that, to me,
was the case.
It didn't apply to me. Didn't apply to me because that was just he was everything I knew he was, and you felt the genuine love.
And everybody that you know you come across that meets him, they always say the same thing about him.
They always say the same thing about him.
You know
what's crazy because everybody knew growing up I was a DMX fan. Everybody knew. The day he died, I'm getting phone calls.
Damn.
They're like, "Yo, bro, you okay? You all right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good," because they know. He
inspired you to be who you are today.
I'm exiled because of DMX. Like, so the day he died, first of all, when he was in the hospital, everybody was killing him off, and I was upset. I'm like, yo, stop doing that. Like, we don't know what's going on. Chill out. But when it was finally, he passed away, I'm getting calls left and right. You okay? You okay? I heard what happened. I'm here if you want to talk. I mean, you would have thought my dad died. You know what I mean? So I didn't realize at that time how much people knew how much I loved and idolized this person. You know what I mean? And that also felt warm to me. It felt, you know what I mean? The genuineness was there. Yeah, so.
It also showed you how many people like you said, like really care about you and where you at or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it also shows that at the end of the day, as an artist and as a person, you have more impact than what you even realize.
True.
So now, the last album that dropped was 2021, 2022. Now that album, now in this album, I've heard a couple of tracks.
Yeah.
Seemed a little more introspective.
Yeah. Definitely.
So what inspired
that? Pray for better.
Pray for better.
Pray for better.
So what was the inspiration behind the concept behind this album?
Well, the last time I dropped Alpha, which was 2021, it was just so much bravado. I can rap. I got tired of the he can. I got tired of that. So that's why I put that project out. But even when we put that project out and it being so dope, I felt like that was my coming out album. Even though I had dropped many projects before, that was a solidified album. But even that, I would ask people, I'm like, what do you think I can do different on the next project that I didn't do on the last project? And one of my friends said to me, go back to this. Like, we know you can rap now.
That pain music.
Yeah, go back to you know what I mean? The introspective. I want to hear more about you. And I said, you know what? You're absolutely right. And that's what I did. I was able to really just, a lot had happened. I had lost one of my friends and another mentor, VP Casso. He had passed away 2024, top of 2024. He passed away. I lost friends in Queens. They also passed away. One got shot. One got hit by a car.
Took a lot of losses.
Yeah, it was a lot of losses happening within that span and within those years. Outside of that, I had lost friends. I had fallen out with people who just didn't understand the vision, who just didn't get it.
You was going through a lot.
It was a lot happening. Yeah. And then I'm going through life at the same time. Like, what's my next direction? What am I doing?
And life is lifing.
Life is lifing. But I gotta keep getting up every day.
Keep pushing.
So that's what Pray for Better is. I wrote Pray for Better. I started writing Pray for Better in 2022.
All right.
Started writing it. I didn't finish it till 2024.
Okay.
Because with all the music that I'd written so much music for it, I put out 2 EPs in the process. Like 2023, I put out Just For You. And 2024, I put out Big Alpha Season. Those were songs that just didn't make.
Bandcamp.
Yeah. No, Bandcamp. They're on streaming platforms. All right. Those are songs that just didn't make Pray for Better. Because the I needed the synergy.
You need a certain.
I needed to
I understand.
So certain things stayed and certain things got switched out. But when at the end of it, I was satisfied. When it was complete, I said, "This is it. I don't have to touch this." And I sat on this project. It's been done since 2024. I sat on this project for a year because now I want to plan everything around it because this is special. Strategy. I've always been a strategist. Whenever I do my rollouts on my job, I have a plan.
You better, especially in this day and age.
Yeah. I have a plan. I don't just throw it out and then hope for the best. No, I have a plan. So this one is special to me. And with the love and the acclaim that it's getting right now, I feel like this is what
this is going to propel you to the next level. This is going to
propel me. Yeah, for sure.
The video, Run It Up.
Yeah.
What's the concept behind the video, man? So, first of all, what's the concept? Like who produced the song? What inspired the song first?
So my man Prototype, he produced the song. He's been my producer for a few years. I like to buck him. Anytime he's up 2-3 in the morning, and he's on IG and he might be on live and he's playing beats. So every now and then I might be up and I'll pop in there and I'm like, "What's that beat?" Don't even post it. Put it to the side.
Yeah, that's mine. Give me that.
It's mine. So we Run It Up. I wanted something up tempo. I wanted something fast paced. I wasn't necessarily chasing a club or a radio record. It just happened to go that way. You know what I mean? That's what the beat spoke to me, and that's what it is. So he produced that. As far as the video goes, so the vision in my mind is the movie. It's an Adam Sandler movie called Don't Mess with the Zohan, where he came to a beauty shop and became like the man in the beauty shop. Because he came from a different country.
Yeah.
So that was the goal, was like, all right, I run this beauty shop. I got ladies who run this whatever, but I'm the man in the beauty shop. And they're all here. to see me and do what I need to do. So that's the concept behind the video.
Yeah, that shit. So, I mean, it's crazy. It's ill.
I said I need the aunties to come through. I said I need the aunties to come through because I wanted to be realistic. Anybody can go hire 5 or 6 models, but that's not realistic in a beauty shop.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Facts.
I mean, not to say that there's nothing wrong with the girls that I had there.
No. It's just you got
authenticity. Like,
facts.
I like no. So, and at the same time, I wanted to treat them. So you
got your skinny mini.
Yeah.
You got your girl with the Coca-Cola bottle. You got your midgets. You got, you know what I mean? You got, you know what I mean? Like all shapes and sizes, but y'all all beautiful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So that's that. I wanted to, anything that I do, I want to highlight the authenticity. Mm-hmm. That's always my mission. I never want anybody to feel like, that's not really what it is. I don't like that.
And when I first seen the video made me pay attention to the song more, where I played it back 2 or 3 times because it made me want to hear what you were saying.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
I appreciate it.
Because I'm a funny person.
Yeah.
Like, if it don't hit right away, I'm cool.
Yeah.
But I'm like, hold on, I mean, I had it playing on my TV, and I'm like, hold on, let me stop doing what I was doing.
Yeah.
And I just watched it. I was actually like washing dishes.
Yeah.
But then I just caught out the corner of my eye, and I started, you know what I mean? And I'm like, yo, okay. And then I played it again and again because I'm like, okay. So after the 3rd time, I'm like, okay, yeah, I see what you're trying to do.
Yeah. And I mastered this, the being able to slick talk and have fun. So that's what it's a fun record.
Do you feel like you're to the point in your career where you've actually found that balance creative-wise?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I found that balance creative-wise years ago. It was just now perfecting it. I found the balance. Now let's perfect it.
Facts.
Now let's sharpen it. Because even though you find it, it's still maybe rough around the edges. So perfecting it took the time, the effort to get my toe up to you know what I mean, step my pen up.
I understand.
And do better things. And at the same time, while life is going on, you know what I mean, don't be afraid to speak on those things. When people tell me, I have writer's block, I can't think of that, I'm like, life is happening to you all the time.
You can think of something.
You should never not have something to talk about. Life is happening. Nobody is
100 miles and running
every time. So, and I'm not saying that to downplay anybody who gets writer's block. I just never had that problem because life is always happening.
I don't call it writers, but I get what they're saying. Sometimes they just don't want to be honest and say, yo, I just don't feel like writing right now.
If you don't feel like writing, you don't feel like writing.
I'm not in that space to want to write.
Right. Or if you can't find the words, like you
can't find the inspiration right now.
I get even that. You can't find the words or find the I get that. But your inspiration should be your life because you're going through it all the time. I know something happened to you this morning. Write about it.
Your girl got on your nerves.
I know something that write about it. Write about it.
Your baby mom's beefing. Write about it.
I had a weekend where I had 3 court dates, and in that weekend, I can tell I had 3 court dates. I got fired from my job, and it was my birthday weekend.
Write about it.
Write about it. That actually
you got something to talk about.
In a span of a month, it was 2016. I'll never forget it. In a span of a month, I got into a car accident. I lost my job. I had 3 court cases I had to take care of in Jersey, and I what else was happening? I was like going.
It was a effed up month.
It was a year. 2016 was a horrible year, but with losing those things, I gained blessings because now I'm starting to be at more hip hop concerts. I'm backstage at Hot 97's. They had a Winterfest or something like that.
Yeah, you networking.
I'm more networking.
Shaking hands with the movers and shakers.
Yeah, so it's like the tragedy happened for the triumph to take place. And people have to not be afraid of that.
You got to take a step backwards and take 2 steps forward.
Exactly. People are afraid to get hit, but you're not thinking about the after when you get back up. Everybody gets hit. Nobody is exempt.
Nobody though.
Nobody's exempt. What are you going to do after that?
You going to go ahead and give up, or you going to keep on pushing?
What are you doing? Because nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to save you.
Nah.
Nobody's coming to save you. This is the lie with the camera. This is what they don't tell you when you start being an adult. Nobody's coming to save you. You have to save yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got people who are going to support you. You got friends that's probably going to look out for you. Yeah. But when the lights get cut off, you know what I'm saying? And your friends is struggling just as much as you are, and they ain't got it, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Nobody's coming to save you.
Either
Figure it
gonna
out.
fold like a cheap chair,
That's
or
it.
you gonna brush yourself off,
And
look in the mirror,
Yeah.
and get to where you gotta go, man.
I was never taught to fold. Never. From my mom, from my pops, from outside, I was never taught to fold. Figure it out. Figure it out.
Man, you should be motivated. You know, that's a motivation right there, man.
I appreciate it.
Man, I appreciate you for pulling up, man.
I appreciate you. Anybody tell you should do narration? You got like that Kratos voice. Like you need to narrate something.
You know what? I've heard that from a couple of people,
You need
man.
to narrate something.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of that come from me. You know what's crazy? I was doing the artist work also, and then I just fell back, so I got so disgruntled.
Yeah.
But I still always,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
And that's fine. It's not for everybody. But you kept doing something. You didn't give up completely. And that's fine. Let me be very clear. I'm not saying that if you stumble and fall in a certain area that you're a failure if you don't continue that certain area. You're a failure if you don't continue
At all.
Period.
You know what I mean?
You fail yourself.
Always progress and elevate.
Always progress and elevate.
So before we go, man, for all the up and coming artists, leave them some words for inspiration.
Never forget why you fell in love with it in the first place. Never forget why you fell in love with it in the first place. When you're feeling down and you're by yourself and you feel like it's hopeless or you feel like you can't continue, always remember why you fell in love with what you do in the first place. And that should be enough to push you or pick you back up to start moving again. Because you fell in love with it for a reason. People lose sight of it because they forgot why they fell in love with it. That's it.
Now, before we go, once again, you tell them where to go ahead and run up the new single, the new album, and let them know what's in store for the rest of the year.
Pray for Better is out now everywhere. The new single Run It Up is out now everywhere.
All platforms.
All platforms, everywhere. Google me. I'm the first 2 pages. That's how much work I put in. You can find me, my IG and my X, which is X-YLE NYC. My website, iamxyle.com. What's coming up next? My concert, Exile and Friends.
All right.
Yeah, that's going to be in October. Back to the Block is the festival I do that I'm partnered with another company called Spiller D&T. We do that every year, so that's what's coming up next. I don't know when this is coming out, but I'm just.
It'll be out before that.
Oh yeah. So
we'll talk off camera, but if anything, you know what I mean.
Yeah, sure.
You could bring a couple more artists through as well. You know what I'm saying, to help promote the event.
My artist J Millie Rock, her R&B album is coming soon. I'm also executive producing projects, so her project is finished, is coming soon.
So when y'all drop that, definitely bring her back through.
Nico Tesla, who is Schizo, they got projects on the way as well. And tour 2026. That's the goal.
That's what, you know what I mean. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
You know what I mean. So man, we appreciate you, man. Host Outside, stand up, man. I hope y'all learned something.
I hope so.
I hope y'all open your ears, man.
I hope so.
Because it's a teaching moment, man.
I'm thankful when I always get somebody who comes up to me like, "Yo, you inspired me." Like, I don't know what it did. Like, you inspired me. I like just the fact that you keep going and keep doing this. You inspire me, and that's enough for me.
Man, keep on being the inspiration, man. Keep on moving that pad and pen. And, man, we see you next time, brother.
Yes, sir. Salute. Thank you.
Appreciate you, man. Late Night New York, WACR 9.3 FM. We out.